I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please join me as we salute the flag.
Trustee Acosta?
Here.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Here.
Trustee Duval? Trustee Palermo?
Here.
Trustee Parkinson? Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Here.
Trustee Portillo?
Here.
President Rhodes?
Here.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings at which any public body at which business affecting their interests is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provision of the Act, the Business Administrator, Board Secretary has caused notice of this meeting to be sent to the following announcing time and place thereof, agenda, etc. New Jersey Journal, Administrative Bulletin Board, and the district website. At this time, the board will recess to executive session for a student disciplinary hearing. So we'll need a motion to recess to executive session. So the public portion of the meeting is now concluded. The board will now recess to executive session to discuss items which fall in exception of our open meeting policy permits the board to have private discussions since it deals with specific exceptions contained in New Jersey statutes annotated 10:4-12B. This evening, the board will be discussing a student disciplinary matter. Be it resolved that the Board of Education will recess into executive session to discuss the aforementioned matter. Any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential will be in public as soon as practical. Minutes of the minutes of the executive session will not be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board may take action on these items following executive session. May I have a motion?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
I just have a quick question. I just want to be clear that we're going into executive session just to discuss student discipline.
At this point, it's just for the student disciplinary hearing.
Thank you.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
President Rhodes?
Yes.
Okay, we should probably be approximately 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you.
She thinks she's 5:30.
Okay, at this time, I have a resolution. I have a motion to adjourn executive session.
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Duval?
Yes.
President Rhodes?
Yes.
And Trustee Portillo, did I?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening and welcome to our year-end Board of Education meeting. Although Thanksgiving has now passed, it is very important to remember that we should be thankful every day of the year for all the wonderful things in our lives. Now, I've once been told that saying thank you is the best prayer that anyone could say. It expresses extreme gratitude, humility, and understanding. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank two of our board members whose terms will expire as of January 1st, 2015. Angela Duval and Rita Lam, thank you for your hard work and dedication to the Board of Education. You have consistently shown your devotion and commitment to the school district and our community. I am very grateful to have been able to serve on this board with both of you. I wish you the best in all your future endeavors. Now, I would also like to give you an opportunity to say a couple words if you like.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I want to give you thanks to give me the opportunity to be board member, special to the mayor, Dr. Felix Roque, that he appointed me without this. Sorry, I tried to read. Without you, this won't have been possibly. Thank you to all of you, and the superintendent, Mr. John Fauta, and the administrator, the member of the Board of Education of the district. I have try to do my best since I'm being this board. I know a lot of people wasn't not happy when sometimes that I was insulted by many people, but I don't mind. It's because I was doing everything the right decision, everything was coming from my heart. I want to welcome to all the board members, and I hope finish what I didn't started to finish, okay? More safety of the kids, better and cleaner lunchroom, more parents' involvement, better education. I also want to say the same way that we change the board members every 2 or 3 years. We should change the administrator because we have the good teachers and good staff that deserve to have a chance in the administration, to be administrator. Conclusion. Maybe a lot of people are not happy with my work, but I know I did good job, not only here in West New York representing the Board of Education, but I also represent the Board Education West New York in Trenton. Many, they present me for the award for attending all those meetings. I want to thank our mayor, Dr. Ferry Roca, from my heart to give me the opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you, and I hope all the board members, because they do a best job all the time. They work both from the heart. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I have served on the Board of Education for the last 3 years, and it has been a great pleasure. I would like to thank all the board members, all the faculty of West New York Schools, and Mayor Roque for his opportunity. My time with the Board of Education is over today, but I will continue to serve this great community and its people. My door is always open for everyone. I want to welcome the new board members. Best of luck to you all. Thank you.
I have no communications this evening. I'll turn it over to the superintendent.
Thank you, Kevin. At this time, I'd just like to thank Angela and Rita for their service to the West New York Board of Education and to the West New York District. Thank you very much, Angela. Thank you, Rita. I hope to continue to see you on the library board. Before I start my report, we have a little treat. Like I promised every week, we're going to present something. And tonight we have the choraliers, the chorus from Memorial High School to get us into the festivities of the holidays under the direction of our outstanding director, Mrs. Boyle. So at this time, if Ms. Boyle, if you could bring up your choraliers.
the rooftop. Fa-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la. Christmas stocking a bell now. Oh, dear Santa, feeling well. Give her a doll that laughs and cries, one that'll open and shut its eyes. Don me now our gay apparel. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
You're the ancient Yuletide carol.
Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Deck the halls, up on the rooftop. Deck the halls, up on the rooftop. Deck the halls, up on the rooftop. Fa-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la.
Up on the rooftop.
Oh, oh, oh.
Up on the rooftop.
Oh, oh.
Up on the rooftop.
Oh, oh, oh.
Up on the rooftop.
Oh, oh. See the blazing Yule before us. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Strike a harp and join the chorus. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Follow me in merry measure. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sing with joyous all together. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Ho, ho, ho. Who wouldn't go? Ho, ho, ho. Who wouldn't know? Up on the rooftop. Click, click, click.
Down to the chimney with good singing.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Hear the bells of Christmas calling. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Earlier, that was outstanding. Thank you very much, Ms. Boyle. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, continue with my report, and following in the ranks of our two departing board members. I want to read the following letter to you that I presented to Mr. Rodas, President Rodas, last week, and that the board members have copies of in front of them. That I would like to read it publicly to our attendees. Dear President Rodas, after serious contemplation and with a heavy heart, I have decided to retire effective July 1st, 2015. I would like to thank the Board of Education, administrators, teachers, support staff, students, and parents for nearly 22 years of wonderful memories of my service to the students of the West New York School District. I wish the Board of Education and staff much success in carrying out the educational mission of the West New York District. I do want to thank this Board of Education, particularly and personally President Rodas and Vice President Dr. Piscitelli and all the board members for being able to serve under them these past couple of years. I also would like to recognize the former boards, President Vilma Reyes, President Adrian Cole-Series, and Cosmo Cirillo for the boards that I served under my 5-year tenure. I'd like to also thank personally my staff that is sitting in the audience, assistants Robert Sanchez, Clara Herrera, Stacy Olivero, Director Beverly Lazara, Assistant BA Jack Steffens, Supervisor of Grounds Ricky Solaris, Alan Roth, and of course the principals that are here tonight. I want to thank all the administrators. I want to thank all the supervisors, and particularly the teachers of the West New York School District. These teachers are the ones who carry out the mission and all the agendas put forward by the Board of Ed, by the Department of Education, and by the Superintendent's Office. They're the ones who are responsible for taking care of these missions. This school district is only as good as it is because of its teachers. And Anita, thank you. At this time, I also would like to thank former Mayor Silverio Vega and current Mayor Dr. Felix Roque and the community of West New York for their support to me over these years. As I leave, with the wonderful administrators and teachers that we have and this Board of Ed, I leave knowing that the district is in very, very good hands. So, in closing, it's been an honor and a privilege to serve this Board of Education in the West New York School District. God bless you, and God bless the West New York School District. Thank you. And as usual, I always forget someone. I want to thank my buddy, my partner right here, Kevin Franchetta. Thank you, Kevin.
Ms. Falta, I wanted to say a couple words too.
Thank you.
Today is your day, Mr. Falta. Today we honor your hard work, dedication, and commitment to the school district. I just want you to know how much I admire you for caring so much about the children of West New York. Vince Lombardi once said, the price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether we win or lose, we've applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand. Mr. Falta, you have stayed by this district for 22 years through its highs and its lows. Your accomplishments as West New York Superintendent of Schools are many. I wish you nothing but the best in your retirement. Mr. Falta, again, thank you very much.
At this time, I have been passed a resolution. Be it resolved that the West New York Board of Education hereby accept the resignation for purposes of retirement of John Falta, Superintendent of Schools, effective of the close of business on June 30th, 2015. A copy of Mr. Falta's resignation letter is annexed hereunto. May I have a motion?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Comments? Okay.
Superintendent, I just want to let you know that it's also been an honor being here this past year. I remember about a year ago, one of my neighbors came to my house to fix a broken pipe. He said to me, he said, Matthew, please run for the Board of Ed. And I said, I really don't want to do this. And, I feel I have the honor to have been elected with Trustee Palermo as well. And, over this course of this past year, I think this board has been through a lot. And, I'm sorry to see you go. I wish we could have been together longer. I wish I could have been here sooner. So I'd like to thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
John, I'd like to add to that as well. It's been a pleasure serving with you. You're a gentleman. You're a professional. I have found you to be an extremely caring and competent individual. And I think the school system is going to lose a very valuable superintendent. I'm sorry to see you go. I wish you very well in your retirement. And I am confident that retirement will bring you a lot of opportunities to find fulfilling and enriching activities. And I think I wish you well in that. And I think whatever you do, the people you work with will benefit. And it has been a pleasure working with you, John. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, John.
Any other comments? Okay. Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
With due respect, I'm going to abstain.
Trustee Duval?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Abstain.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
Monthly reports, student records, absentees, health issues, building our own file in central office.
Okay, at this time, the board will recess again to executive session. The motion is the public portion of the meeting is now concluded. The board will now recess into executive session to discuss items which fall under an exception of our open public meeting policy and permits the board to have private discussions since it deals with specific exceptions contained in New Jersey statute annotated 10:4-12B. This evening, the board will be discussing matters of personnel affecting current or prospective employees. Be it resolved that the Board of Education will now recess to executive session to discuss the aforementioned matters. Any discussion held by this board which may not remain confidential will be made public as soon as practical. Minutes of the executive session will be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board may take action on these items following executive session.
I have a point of information or a point of order. I'd just like to say that I have grave concerns about the integrity of this board when the president is issuing rice notices to key district employees without consultation of the rest of the board. Furthermore, I want everyone to know that rice notices to any district employees besides the superintendent must come through the full board.
Mr. Chang speaks for me as well.
He may, but it's an inaccurate statement of the law.
Well, my understanding from the lawyer from New Jersey School Boards Association is that rice notices, other than to the superintendent, must come through the superintendent and through the board.
That's an inaccurate statement of the law. I don't care who told it to you.
So what is the law then?
The law is that the superintendent may send out rice notices, the president may direct that a rice notice may be sent, and under appropriate circumstances, the board attorney may direct that a rice notice be sent.
Under whose direction?
May I finish?
Yes.
All a rice notice does is let somebody know that there's going to be a discussion, actually that there may be a discussion. It is in and of itself no action at all. If a matter, to answer your question now, if a matter, and this happens frequently, comes up late in the game and council determines that it's necessary for the board to discuss an issue involving staff, perhaps some emergent problem arose, perhaps there was an incident, who knows what it might be. Following consultation with the board president, it's perfectly appropriate to have a rice notice.
All right, well, I believe the rest of the board should know, again, rice notices are going out to key district employees without the rest of the board knowing or authorizing it.
Council, I would appreciate your providing us with the authority for the statements you've made.
Well, that would cost some money, so I'll be happy to do it if that's what a majority of the board wants, but I assure you it's accurate.
Well, I would appreciate it.
I don't think it would take very much for you to cite cases or statutes or wherever the authority lies.
Respectfully, that would be for me to decide, I imagine.
Microphone, please.
Okay, any other discussion? If not, may I have a motion?
Motion.
May I have a second? Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
No.
Trustee Duval?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
No.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
No, I'm not even sure what we're voting on. To
This
tell
is
you
a-
the truth,
a
it was
motion.
very, very vague, all the answers that were given here tonight. And I'm sure many of you sitting out in that audience have no clue what's going on either.
You're voting on the resolution to go into closed session.
May I have your vote? I'm sorry. Was it no or your vote, please?
What are we voting on? I didn't
To
ask the attorney.
to recess-
I'm asking
to recess
the
to executive
person in
session.
charge.
To recess
We don't want to
into-
pay extra money for
recess into
that, you know?
executive session.
You might have to look it up in a statute.
To recess into executive
Yes, we
session.
could reset. Closed session.
President Rodas.
Yes.
Now recess to executive session.
We're going to-
Coffee and cake for the superintendent will be served in the cafeteria. May I have a motion to adjourn executive session and reconvene in public session?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second?
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Duval?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Rodas?
Yes.
At this time, before we go on with the agenda, I'll just ask before we go through the review of the consent agenda, if there's any questions by any board members on any of the items on the consent agenda. I just want to mention one item on my section on the Business and Finance 1.5 is the acceptance of the CAFR, which is the annual audit, and the board members have been provided a copy of it and of all the audit documents. And there's a synopsis on the stage over there for the public to see. And unfortunately, the auditor could not attend tonight. She had a conflict, but we'll schedule her for the next regular scheduled meeting for the board to address the board with the audit results. If there's any other questions?
Board Secretary, has there been any additions to the agenda?
Additions to the agenda? Additions to the agenda.
There is one addition to the agenda. Sorry. There is one addition to the agenda to be considered. Let me read it. Be it resolved that the West New York Board of Education hereby approves the attached employment separation agreement with employee Kevin Franchetta, and be it further resolved that the West New York Board of Education hereby accepts Kevin Franchetta's irrevocable resignation effective June 30, 2015. Be it further resolved that the West New York Board of Education authorizes the board president to execute the employment separation agreement on behalf of the board and to take such further steps as may be necessary to effectuate the within-employment separation agreement and carry out this action of the board.
I'd like to remove this from the consent agenda. Thank you.
Are there any questions on the consent agenda by any board members, on any items on the consent agenda? Are there any items that the board members wish to have removed from the consent agenda? And I'll just mention that the superintendent is withdrawing items 1.7 and 1.8, which are the early childhood providers for this year, and the early childhood provider 5-year operational plan annual update. And also the superintendent is withdrawing item 6.20, which is substitute teachers, and item 622, which is substitute custodians. With those 4 changes in mind, or is there any other items that the board members wish to have removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, since the board has no questions on the consent agenda, we'll open the floor for public comment, and this public comment is solely on the agenda items.
Are we going to go through the agenda, Mr. Franchetta, by the assistant superintendents? And we usually, don't they go through it first and then we do public comment?
I asked the board president if we wanted to do that way, and he said for expediency of the meeting that we would just ask if the board had any questions on any items. If you have any questions, we could ask any of the assistant superintendents that are here. If not, we'll open the floor for public comment on agenda resolutions only in accordance with the West New York Board of Education Bylaw 0167, public participation in board meetings adopted April 22nd, 2009. Each position should be limited to 3 minutes in duration. This portion is only for comments on agenda items. If anyone has any comments on agenda items, this is your chance to approach the podium and address the board. Seeing no one, for that, we'll continue on with the a motion to accept the consent agenda as modified. Those 4 items have been withdrawn from the agenda by the superintendent, as I mentioned. And
Motion.
okay, may I have a second? Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Duval?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo,
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli,
Yes.
President Rodas.
Yes.
The other items will vote on other board, there's 2 board resolutions. Item 7.1 is just board member travel. And then item 7.2 is the retirement of Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Falta. So we'll vote on those items separately since they're not superintendent recommendations.
What was that?
There's 2 items.
Which one?
Board member travel
Okay.
is 7.1 and 7.2 is the retirement of Mr. Falta. Any questions by any board members on those 2 items? Seeing none, may I have a motion to accept those 2 items?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
We're just voting on 7.1 and 7.2, right?
That's all. That's correct.
Didn't we vote on 7.2 already?
Is that the resolution?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, we did.
You did.
We did. I'm sorry, we did. So it's just travel expense, you're correct.
Abstain.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. What are we voting now?
Just travel expense, solely
Just
travel
travel,
expense
okay.
for board members. Trustee Duval?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
Now the board, as requested by Mr. Chang, that the removed from consent agenda is the resignation of Mr. Franchetta. May I have a motion?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I ask a question? Does this resolution have to be approved by a majority of the board present and voting, or just by a majority?
It does not require a statutory majority of the board. It requires a majority of those present and voting.
Present and voting. So an abstention is not considered a vote, is that correct?
That's correct.
Any other questions?
My question is, are we voting now for? So we're checking to be on the record, that's it.
So, as I understand it, there's now a motion to remove from the agenda. Is that correct, Mr.
Well,
Chair?
it's the
I thought I
motion
read
that
it.
was
Oh,
removed.
you see,
Yes.
we won the agenda of what?
It's for my resignation.
Okay.
Mr. Chang wants to remove the resolution,
It has been removed at Mr. Chang's request,
right?
and now it's being voted on.
So the resolution itself is,
That's correct.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Franchetta. What's being voted on now is this resolution, the resolution approving the settlement agreement and accepting the resignation letter of Mr. Franchetta. That's what's being voted on.
Yeah, but we vote yes, we accept the resolution, or we vote yes to accept the remove?
As I understand it, if you vote yes, you are approving the resolution and accepting the resignation. If you vote no, you are rejecting the resignation, although I'm not exactly sure how that works, but if you vote no, you're rejecting the resignation. Present and voting.
May I speak, Mr. Rodas?
Could we finish voting on it? Could we finish
We're,
voting
we're
on
in, I believe we're in the discussion phase right now.
Well, you asked for the
Yep, may I
floor,
speak?
but
May I speak?
I want to finish voting. I would like to finish voting on this. and then-
I'd like to speak before we vote on this.
But you have your opportunity to speak during board member comments, Mr. Chairman.
This is a particular resolution I'd like to speak.
If the attorney says you can, then you can.
I'd just like to say to the public that the vote that you're about to see is a political vote. This is an example of politics on this board. I'm frankly disgusted by what I see and what I've experienced, and I'd just like the public to know that.
Any other comments?
Once again, is we vote yes, we accept the resolution we see right now.
Yes, sir. If you vote yes, you approve the resolution, you accept the resignation effective June 30th, and you approve the settlement agreement. That's correct.
I would just like to comment that with great reluctance, I will have to vote yes on this because the alternative, if this resolution is not passed, is even more distasteful than the resolution itself. And this is a disgusting and disgraceful example of the politics on this board. You know, we talk a lot about anti-bullying training for children. There are a lot of adults, not only on this stage, but in this room and in this town, who need a lot of anti-bullying training as well.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
With respect, Mr. Franchetta, I'm going to vote no.
Trustee Duval?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
With great reluctance, yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes, but with reluctance.
President Broadus?
Yes.
At this point in the meeting, we'll open up the floor for public comment on matters of general public concern. So the public can speak on any item, and they're limited to 3 minutes in duration. Please state your name and address for the record.
Linda Kellerman, 6600 Boulevard East. A couple of months ago, I was at the board meeting, and I mentioned that my son has been in the school system since pre-K. Now he's in the middle school, and in general, he's been treated very well, and I think he's getting a good education. The only major problem I have, and I have a feeling it's not just particular to West New York, is there's just a few of the teachers he's had over the years, just maybe 2 or 3, chronically absent. And the thing is that the real victims are the students in the class, because the substitute teachers, they can't really teach the same curriculum as the absent teacher, and there's different substitute teachers. So I was wondering, what mechanism do you have to monitor this? Because it's very frustrating to me as a parent. You know, my son says, oh, this teacher was absent again. And so I was wondering, what do you have in place?
I'll be glad to talk to you. I can't comment on it. This is just, you know, if you want to come and see me, we could talk about it, but I can't comment. This is just your comments, but I'd be more than happy to talk to you about what we do when teachers are absent. But I can't discuss personal issues.
Yeah, it just seems that this, from my perception, maybe I'm wrong, the school administration, they're just not really as proactive as I think they should be. So, you know, that's the thing. And another thing is, I came at 6:30. You're scaring the parents away the way you have these meetings. Also, I mentioned a couple months ago that the parents and the students, they provide valuable input to how you operate. I was wondering, maybe going forward, if you could change the format of the meetings so the people, the parents and the students, could know exactly when to come, so they wouldn't have to wait so long. Just a thought. Thank you.
What? All right, forget about it. Oh, there we go. First of all, John, I wish you the best. We're not done yet. We've got some time to spend together, but I wish you the best.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay? And Kevin, there's nothing I can say. You know how much I respect you and how much I enjoyed working with you. We still have, I'm sorry, Jack Steffens, 854 7th Street, Secaucus, New Jersey, Assistant BA, West New York Board of Ed. The only thing I want to say is that I have to commend, thank you very much, evidently, he's the only one that considers, you know, I mean, I know what the offset could have been and everything else, but the board could have done this differently. And it's a shame that really only one person that I see has the best interest of the board in mind right
I'll
now.
fight for this board every single day I'm here.
Well, I commend you, sir. All right? And that's all I got to say, and trust me, there will be more surprises coming down the road.
Zoiva Correa for Austin Place, Hasbrook Heights. John, I just want to say it's been an honor working for you all these years. I love you.
Thank you.
Anita Kober, 470C Liberty Street, Little Ferry, New Jersey, West New York Education Association President. John, it's a pleasure. It has been an honor. And there's so much that so many people can say to have worked with you over your career as a colleague and as a peer. Kevin, it has been such a pleasure to work with you over the past year that I've been president of this association. We've gone head to head on a couple of things, but always found a middle ground to meet in. I just wish both of you the best of luck, and I hope that we get somebody as quality as you, both of you.
Thank you.
Andy Bove, 88 Fernwood Court, Clifton. Mr. Founta, I'd like to unfortunately congratulate you. We've known each other for a long time. I do wish you the best. I'm sorry to see you go. And thank you for always having the staff in mind. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, I'm having a bad hair day. Frank Ferrero, 5206 Bergenline Avenue, West New York, New Jersey. I want to bring up a matter that I haven't seen discussed or on the agenda. I'm actually quite surprised it's not there. And Mr. President, I want to bring it up to your attention. As of, I believe, midnight the 8th, 2 days ago, the teachers, the employees of the West New York School Board do not have an insurance representative, an insurance broker. That is because of Mr. Chang's motion to get rid of Alamo Insurance. And I'm kind of taking this matter a little bit personal because Mr. Chang chose to try to flip my words and make me look like a liar, when indeed it's he that's lying to everybody and is misguiding everybody and misleading everybody. He has bluntly said that Alamo Insurance Company, a minority insurance company, we are West New York, we are minority. Majority of West New York is a minority. And when a product of West New York succeeds, by damn, you know, we should get behind that product. Alamo Insurance Company, the owner of Alamo Insurance Company graduated from No. 3 school, went to Memorial High School. We should be proud of that, and we should back that. As long as always, Alamo Insurance Company is apples to apples, like I said from day one. Apples to apples. You try to misconstrue my words. You try to flip what I said. And you said to everybody that Alamo Insurance Company overcharged the West New York school system $700,000. This is what you said. You told everybody we shouldn't go with Alamo, a product of West New York. We should go with Brown & Brown from wherever they are down in South Jersey, because Alamo charged us $700,000 more. And if that were true, I would agree with you, because then it wouldn't be apples to apples. But where is this $700,000 more? Because I have here, and you have it on page 4 of the budget, where Alamo Insurance Company is actually saving the West New York school system $900,000. Not $1 million, it's here in black and white. Mr. Chang, where's your black and white that they've charged us $700,000 more than Brown and Brown? Because here's the budget, page 4, everybody has it.
Mr. Rodas, would you like me to speak? Or would you like me to wait to board member comments?
You can wait for board member comments. Thank you, that's all I have to say. And if I may just suggest something, Mr. President, for the next meeting, so I can plant it in your head, I would love to see an ambassador from the high school, from Memorial High School, sit on this board with you guys. A student that's well respected, a student that's in a certain program or something, to sit on this board as an ambassador to represent a little bit more. We got some young talent coming into the board. I mean, we have already Adam, he's a 19-year-old. We have Denise, she's 24 years old. And I think it'll be a great asset for the board to have a current student sitting on it, not as a voting member, but just as an ambassador from the high school to the board.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
Merle Sanchez, 5907 Buchanan Place. I just want to say that I am grateful to have met Mr. Falta, and I appreciate everything that you've done since you've been here. I want to say also for Kevin, the work that you've done, and I think that hopefully anyone that is going to succeed in doing half the job that you guys have done, hopefully they will have the intentions of, or keep our kids in mind and pick the right person to take your place. And if not, then I have a lot of work to do.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board? Seeing no one, we'll open the floor for,
Hi, Nico Santos, 107 65th Street. I was wondering, when you talk about Mr. Franchetta's resignation, what do you mean by settlement? Because it sounded kind of like something forced rather than something, you know.
Yes, so the settlement agreement, which is a public document, does not provide anything different than exactly what's in the contract. So between now and June 30th, Mr. Franchetta will get exactly what his contract calls for. At the end of that contract, he'll get exactly what the contract calls for in terms of unused sick or vacation days, and that's that.
So you mean that even though he resigned, he has to come to a settlement agreement with you so he can get some benefits from resigning? Because either I'm stupid or like I don't think I understand what you're saying.
The agreement tells us when he's going to resign. It tells us how much he's going to get paid in between now and the time that he resigns. The reason that an agreement was required rather than just a simple resignation is a product of when Mr. Franchetta would have achieved tenure.
Got it. Was it like, just for out of curiosity, is it like, was it too far ahead, the tenure, or is it?
That's a personnel issue that's further than I'm allowed to discuss.
Oh, okay, that's fine, thanks. And if I have time, another quick question I wanted to ask. It was a big issue back in the beginning of the school year, the buses for the kids in number 6 school. Starting next year, we're going to have a new board in front of us that has I wouldn't say like tighter or closer relationships to the mayor and in town hall. So I was wondering, once these two different pieces are united together, like town hall and board of education, if you guys could, it would be easier for you guys to reach an agreement to provide buses for the kids in number 6 school, especially now that it's snowing, it's really cold, and a lot of parents and kids are suffering. They have to pay. I've seen parents that they take taxis to take their kids to school, take the nearest transit buses. So it's not only a matter of kids getting cold; it's also like extra expenditures for the parents. So I was wondering if now that, you know, there will be better relationships between the Board of Education and City Hall, there's gonna be no more bickering and fighting, and maybe you guys can reach an agreement? Maybe not?
It's now your turn to talk, miss, please. That's something that the board will have to discuss with the superintendent and see if there's money in the budget. That's the only answer there is.
Thank you.
May I say something in reference to this gentleman who asked the first question and the lawyer responded to? I think what needs to be said with regard to the settlement and our vote, and the fact that some of us did say it is with certain reservation or certain heavy heart that we are voting, is in simple layman's terms, the board did not properly execute the original contract in a timely fashion. And because of that, and are not doing it and not being advised properly, it would have created an issue for Mr. Franchetta. And therefore, they had to come up with a settlement. And I think it needs to be said in the public that it was not in any way because of his performance. It is truly the fault of the board and how we were advised, those of us that sat here, and we did not follow the directions that really should have been, but we would have if we were told properly. So any kind of cloud should not be going over this gentleman's head for performance. And I think that's very important, especially when people are looking for future employment, because he surely would be highly recommended by me as a former assistant superintendent in Old Bridge.
Are there any other board, or any other members of the public that wish to address the board? Seeing none, we'll continue on with board member comments.
Please speak. Mr. Ferrer, the district has insurance. I'm not sure where you're getting that idea from. It has no insurance broker of record at the moment. As far as the cost of insurance, you're free to send an Oprah request to Mr. Franchetta regarding the June billing of Brown & Brown Metro's billing versus Alamo's billing. There's a difference in the amount, and the amount is less for Brown & Brown. You can look up the invoice yourself. Just send an Oprah request. Just make an Oprah request.
Frank, Mr. Ferrer, you had your time to speak.
Lastly, I'd like to thank Mr. Franchetta for his service to the district. I've really appreciated working with you in the past year. You know, I wish again, as I've said before, you know, I wish I was here earlier. And you know, I hope in the future, at some point, we could work together again. So again, I'd like to thank you for your service to the district. Thank you.
Any other board member comments?
Yes, once again, John and Kevin, it's been a pleasure working with you both. I'm glad we have a few more months in which we can work together, and I wish you both all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the wonderful events that our staff, students, and community leaders have
Excuse
put
me, I have a comment. Sorry, Mr. President. I cannot leave without saying what I have to say. Thank you, sir. Before I leave, I want to make sure the Freezer School number 6, I know we have money. If you don't pay the freezer, please do it, okay? Because I know the kid has no freezer at all. The other thing, I never been in the lunchroom at high school. I know it's only one way for the kid to get in. Please, I don't know, I'm not allowed to go in there. Please, if you any parents here from high school, go there, find out it's two way to leave the school because, I mean the lunchroom, because by law it's supposed to be two doors, in and out, because too many kids in there. The other thing, I know it's plenty money for the library to leave it open after school hours because we have a lot of kids, they need to do homework, they don't have computer at home. Please, I want to leave down record for you guys to do something about that. And thank you, it's been my pleasure to be here with Mr. Fauta and Kevin. I'm sorry other thing, the way it's going on. Thank you.
Anyone else? So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the wonderful events that our staff, students, and community leaders have put together since our last board meeting on November 12th. On Tuesday, November 18th, Trustee Adam Parkinson and myself had the chance to attend the PTO meeting at the Albio Series Elementary School, spearheaded by Principal Israel Rodriguez. The PTO meeting had a terrific turnout with over 100 parents in attendance. Mr. Rodriguez was also able to have Food Bazaar donate over 50 turkeys to parents who attended this meeting. Mr. Rodriguez, I wanted to thank you, your staff, and the parents who attended the PTO meeting. This truly shows that our parents and staff are involved and care about this community. Also on Friday, November 21st, I, along with Trustee Parkinson and Trustee-elect Denise Mejia, had the opportunity to attend The Birds, a production put together by the Memorial High School Performing Arts Academy. The time, hard work, and dedication put in by our students was evident by their wonderful performance. Their interpretation of how even in Utopia things are not perfect was quite amusing, and I want to recognize the District Supervisor of Performing and Visual Arts, David Osnowitz, as well as the teachers of the Performing Arts Academy, Beth Bauer and Sakia Atkinson, for their incredible work. On Sunday, November 23rd, Memorial High School's Moms Group, which stands for My Outreach Mission, held a turkey giveaway for the people of West New York, North Bergen, Guttenberg, and Fairview. Freeholder-elect Caridad Rodriguez was there along with her family. The Moms Group fed over 500 families on that day. I think this speaks volumes of the quality students that we have in West New York School District. And I want to thank Sue Calcurcio and Miss Mary Menendez for encouraging our high school students to volunteer in the community throughout the state. Now, these were only some of the events going on in our school district. It was such a wonderful feeling to attend and participate in these events. If we continue to be proactive, I wholeheartedly believe it will inspire even more people to get involved in our schools and in our community. I would like to encourage the current and newly elected board members to take time out of your schedules to attend some of the events that are held at our schools and in our community. It is important as board members and leaders of our community to remain active and set an example to the future leaders of West New York, the children of our school district.
May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
May I have a second? Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Alam?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Duval?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
The meeting is adjourned.